So, bro, may I start?
Yes, Prabhu.
अज्ञानतिविनान्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं गुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं गुरुन्वैष्णवस्य श्रीरूपं जागं रघुनाथान्वितं तं दधियम् साद्वैतं रावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान्विता श्रीकृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धुजगत्पते गोपीरगोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये ॐ शाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च भक्तानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय सुप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वते गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष सनादि पाश्चात्य श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये सर्वदां दुःखता कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हरिद्रस्थो योगत्राणि विद्यामूर्ति सुरसतां नष्टप्रअयेष अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्ठिकी। Thank you, Prabhu. You can read English.
Very Thank you so much, Prabhu. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the person of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the person of Godhead, who is the Paramatma super soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the person of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. And the Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
So,
Srimad Bhagavatam
Prabhu,
ki jai. Yes,
Is it okay background or may I slow the noise?
you can read, Prabhu, from text number 4.
No, Prabhu. Actually, okay. I want to say. No, I am the Deva. Yes, so Sanskrit to me Sanskrit. No, I am the Deva Pramata. Mani Monupatha. Sadeva नियुक्तोऽपि न द्रुतं व्रजति नवनेन स ऊढं वयं पारयामः न नोऽद्वयं नरते O Lord human king is supposed to be the representative of Yeah. Sorry, bro, there is taking some time because my screen sometimes uh,
Hmm.
be lost because
Yes,
cannot
bro.
access. Sorry, bro, someone can read because
Yes, bro, I
I
can
am
read.
not able to adjust my screen.
Yes, bro. It's okay. Okay, Haribol, I read. Not Vayam, we, Naradeva, Lord among human beings. The king is supposed to be the representative of Deva, the supreme person of Godhead. Pramatta.
Yes, bro, now I can read. May I read onwards?
Now you can what? I
Oh,
didn't hear.
don't neglect putting out the trees. Niyam Anupatha for always obedient in your daughter. Sadhu properly eo satayam vahamah were carrying. I am this man of Athuna just recently have indeed नियुक्त है being engaged to work with us appear low not to them very quickly Rajati work not anene him with vodum to carry oh Vayam we para pariyamah able iti thus to prove purport translation and purport by Joan इसकी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. O Lord, please note that we are not at all negligent in discharging the duties we have been regarding this palanquin according to your desire. But this man who has been recently engaged to work with us cannot walk very swiftly, therefore we are not able to carry the palanquin with him. The other palanquins carrier purport. The other palanquin carriers were sutras, whereas their Bharat was only high caste Brahmin, but also a great devotee. Sudras don't sympathize with other living beings, but a Vaishnava cannot act like a Sudra whenever a Sudra and a Brahman Vaishnava are combined. There will certainly be imbalance in the execution of duties. Sudras were walking with the Bible without at all caring for them on the ground, but Jadabharat could not act like a Sudra, but I am there for Katira. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, you can read now.
Thank you so much, bro. Text number 5. सांसर्गिको दोष एव नूनम् एकस्यापि सर्वेषां सांसर्गिकानां भवितुमर्हतीति निश्चित्य निशम्यकल्पनवचो राजा रहुगण उपासिता वृद्धोऽपि निसर्गेण बलात्कृता ईषद् उत्थिता अविस्पष्टा ब्रह्मतेजसं जाता वेदसम् इव रजसा वृता मतिरा samsargika resulting from intimate association dosaha afford eva indeed nunam certainly ekasya of one api although sarvesham of all other samsargikanam persons associated with him bhavitum to become arhati is able iti thus nishitya ascertaining nishamya by hearing Kripanavacha, the words of the poor servants, who were very afraid of being punished. Raja, the king, Rahugana, Upasita Vriddha, having served and heard from many elderly sages, Api in spite of Nisargena by his personal nature, which was that of a Kshatriya, blood by force, Krita done, he shot slightly. Uttita awakened, Manu, whose anger, Avishpasta, not being distinctly visible, Brahmatejasam, his Jatabarat spiritual effulgence, Jatavedasam, afar covered by ashes in Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, Iva like Rajasavrita, covered by the mode of passion, Mati, whose mind, Aha, said. Translation. King Rahugana could understand the speeches given by the carriers who were afraid of being punished. He could also understand that simply due to the fault of one person the palanquin was not being carried properly. Knowing this perfectly well and hearing their appeal, he became a little angry, although he was very advanced in political science and was very experienced. His anger arose due to his inborn nature as a king. Actually, King Rahugana's mind was covered by the mode of passion, and he therefore spoke as follows to Jadabharat, whose Brahman effulgence was not clearly visible, being covered like a fire covered by ashes. Purport. The distinction between Rajoguna and Sattvaguna is explained in this verse. Although the king was very upright and advanced in political science and governmental management, he was nevertheless in the mode of passion, and therefore, due to a slight agitation, he became angry. Jadabharat, despite all kinds of injustice endured because of his deaf and dumb display, remained silent by the strength of his spiritual advancement. Nonetheless, his Brahmateja, his Brahman effulgence, was indistinctly visible in his person. Text number 6. Ahom kashtam प्रातर्व्यक्तम् उरुपरिश्रान्तो दीर्घम् अध्वानम् एक एव ऊहिवान् शुचिरं नातिपीवा न संहानना गोचरसा चोपाद्रुतो भवान् सखेनो एवापरे एवापरायते सङ्गत्तिना इति बहु विप्रलब्धोऽप्यविद्यया रचिता कर्मस्य स्वक्षरमा कलेवरवस्तुनि संस्थानविशेषे ममेति अनाद्यारोपितमित्या प्रत्ययो ब्रह्मभूतस्तुष्णिं शिबिकां पूर्वद उवाह. Aho, alas, kashtam, how troublesome it is. Brataha, my dear brother, Vyaktam, clearly, Uru, very much. Parishranta, fatigued. Dirgam, along. Advanam, path. Eka, alone. Eva, certainly. Uhivan, you have carried. Suchiram, for a long time. Na, not. Atipiva, very strong and stout. Na, nor. Samhananga, having a firm, tolerant body. Charasa by old age. Cha also. Upadruta disturbed. Bhavan yourself. Sake my friend. Noeva not certainly. Apare the other. Ete all these. Sangatina co-workers. Iti thus. Bahu very much. Vipralabda sarcastically criticized. Api although. Avidyaya Panaceans Rachita manufactured. Dravya Guna Karma Shaya in a combination of material elements. Material material qualities and the results of past activities and desires. Svacharama Kalevare in the body which is moved by the subtle elements, mind, intelligence, and ego. Avastuni in such physical things. Samstana Vishese having a particular disposition. Aham mama, I and mine, iti. In this way, anadyaropita, not interposed. Mitya false. Pratyaya belief. Brahmabhuta who was self-realized, standing on the Brahman platform. Tushnim being silent. She became the palanquin, Purvavat as before, Uvaha carried. Translation King Rahugana told Jadabharat, how troublesome this is, my dear brother. You certainly appear very fatigued because you have carried this palanquin alone without assistance for a long time, for a long distance. Besides that, due to your old age, you have become greatly troubled. My dear friend, I see that you are not very firm, not very strong and stout. Aren't your fellow carriers cooperating with you? In this way, the king criticized Jadabharat with sarcastic words, yet despite his being criticized in this way, Jadabharat had no bodily conception of the situation. He knew that he was not the body, for he had attained his spiritual identity. He was neither fatly nor thin, nor he had anything to do with a lump of matter or a combination of five gross and three subtle elements. He had nothing to do with the material body and its two hands and legs. In other words, he had completely realized his spiritual identity, Aham Brahmasmi. He was therefore unaffected by sarcastic criticism from the king. Without saying anything, he continued carrying the palanquin as before. Purport. Jadabharat was completely liberated. He did not even care when the dacoits attempted to kill his body. He knew that he certainly was not the body. Even if the body were killed, he would not have cared. For he was truly convinced of the proposition found in Bhagavad Gita 2:20. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. He knew that he could not be killed even if his body were killed. Although he did not protest, the Supreme Person of Godhead in his agent could not tolerate the injustice of the dacoits. Therefore he was saved by the mercy of Krishna, and the dacoits were killed. In this case, while carrying the palanquin, he also knew that he was not the body. In this body he was very strong and stout. In sound condition and quite competent to carry the palanquin. Due to his being freed from the body conception, the sarcastic words of the king did not at all affect him. The body is created according to the one's karma, and material nature supplies the ingredients for the development of certain type of body. The soul the body covers is different from the body construction. Therefore, anything favorable or mischievous done to the body does not affect the spirit soul. The Vedic injunction is asango yam purusha. The spirit soul is always unaffected by material arrangement. Text number 7. अतः पुनः स्वशिबिकायां विषमगतायां प्रकुपित उवाच रहुगणः किम् इदम् अरे त्वं जीवन्मृतो मां कदर्थीकृत्य वार्तर्शशनम् अतिचरसि प्रमत्तस्य च ते करोमि चिकित्सां दन्तपाणिरिव जनताय यथा प्रकृतिं स्वपजिष्यस इति Atha thereafter, Puna again, Svashibikayam in his own palanquin, Vishamagatāyam being unevenly carried because of Jatabarats not walking properly, Prakupita becoming very angry. Uvacha said, Rahugana, King Rahugana, Kim idam. What is this nonsense? O fool, Are, O fool, Tvam, you, Jivat living, Brita dead, Mam, me, kat artikritya, neglecting. Bhartrashashanam, chastisement by master. Aticharasi, you are overstepping. Pramattasya, who are almost crazy. Cha also te, your karomi, I shall do. Chikitsam, proper treatment. Dandapani, iva, like Jamaraj, Janataya, of the people in general. Yatha, so that. Prakritim, natural position. Svam, your own. Bhajishyase, you will take to iti thus. हरे कृष्णा लेभांग प्रभु तंत्र प्रणाम जय श्री प्रभात बोल
Hare Krishna, Prabhu's please accept my obeisances of grace to Srila Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु तंत्र प्रणाम जय श्री प्रभात
Hare Krishna, Evam Putandot Pranam to you. This
Translation. Thereafter, when the king saw that his palanquin was still being shaken by the carriers, he became very angry and said, "You rascal, what are you doing? Are you dead despite the life within your body? Do you not know that I am your master? You are disregarding me and are not carrying out my order. For this disobedience I shall now punish you just as Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, punishes sinful people. I shall give you proper treatment so that you will come to your senses and do the correct thing." Ribol. Text number 8. एवं अबद्धम् अपि बाहस्मानं नरदेवाभिमानं रजसा तमसानुविद्येन मदेन तिरस्कृता शेषा भगवत्प्रिया निकेतं पंडितामानिनां सा भगवान् ब्रह्मणो ब्रह्मभूता सर्वभूता सुहृदात्मा योगेश्वरचर्यायां नातिव्युत्पन्नमतिं स्मयमान इव विगतस्मय idam aha. Evam in this way, Bahu much abaddam nonsensical api although Bashamanam talking Naradeva Bhimanam King Rahugana who thought himself the ruler Rajasa by the material mode of passion Tamasa as well as by the mode of ignorance Anuviddena being increased Madena by madness Tiraskrita who rebuked Ashesa innumerable Bhagavat Priya Niketam devotees of the Lord Panditamaninam considering himself as a very learned scholar, Saha that Bhagavan spiritually at most powerful, Jadabharat, Brahmana, a fully qualified Brahmana, Brahmabhuta, fully self-realized, Sarvabhuta Suhritatma, who was thus the friend of all living entities, Yoga Ishvara, of the most advanced mystic yogis, Charyayam, in the behavior, Na Ati Vyutpannamatim, and King Rahugana was not actually experienced.
Prabhu,
Smaya,
Hare Krishna.
slightly smiling. Iva, like Vikatasmaya, who was relieved from all
Sanita,
material pride, Idam this Aha spoke. Yes, Prabhu.
can I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
But I think in 10 minutes time, I'm just gonna need to fetch my mom and then I'll be back and I'll continue reading again.
Okay, Haribol.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Where were you?
Translation.
Okay. Translation. Okay, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thinking himself a king, King Rahugana was in the bodily concept and was influenced by material nature's mode of passion and ignorance. Due to madness, he chastised Jada Bharat with uncalled for and contradictory words. Jada Bharat was a topmost devotee and the dear abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although considering himself very learned, the king, Sami Prabhu, the king did not know about the position of an advanced devotee situated in devotional service, nor did he know his characteristics. Jada Bharat was the residence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always carried the form of the Lord within his heart. He was the dear friend of all living beings, and he did not entertain any bodily conception. He therefore smiled and spoke the following words. Purport: the distinctions between a person in the bodily conception and a person beyond the bodily conception is presented in this verse. In the bodily conception, King Rahugana considered himself a king and chastised Jada Bharat in so many unwanted ways. Being self-realized, Jada Bharat, who was fully situated on the transcendental platform, did not at all become angry. Instead, he smiled and began to deliver his teachings to King Rahugana. A highly advanced Vaishnava devotee is a friend to all living entities, and consequently, he is a friend to his enemies. Also, in fact, he does not consider anyone to be his enemy. Suhurdaha sarvadehinam. Sometimes a Vaishnava becomes superficially angry at a non-devotee, but this is good for the non-devotee. We have several examples of this in Vedic literature. Once Narada became angry with the two sons of Kuvera, Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, and he chastised them by turning them into trees. The result was that later they were liberated by Sri Krishna. The devotee is situated on the absolute platform, and when he is angry or pleased, there is no difference, for in either case he bestowed his benedictions. Benediction. Text 9. Brahmana uvacha tvayoditam vyaktam avipralabdaham Bharatuhu same syad yadi virabaraha ganturyadi syad adigamyam adav piveti rashau na vidam pravada. Synonyms: Brahmana Uvacha, the learned Brahmana Jada Bharat spoke. Tvaya, by you, Uditam, explained. Vyaktam, very clearly. Avipralabdam, without contradictions. Bharatum, of the bearer. The body, saha, that me, mine, syat, it would have been, yadi, if, Vira, oh great hero, Maharaj Rahu Gana, Baraha, a load, Gantuhu, of the mover, also, the body, yadi, if, syat, it had been, adigamyam, the object to be obtained, adava, the path, Piva, very stout and strong. Itithas Rashau, in the body, Na, not Vidam, of the self-realized presence. Pravadaha, subject matter for discussion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Oh, I did it the last time, but then yeah. First verse. The great Brahmana Jada Bharat said, my dear king and hero, whatever you have spoken sarcastically, it is certainly true. Actually, these are not simply words of chastisement, for the body is the carrier. The load carried by the body does not belong to me, for I am the spirit soul. There is no contradiction in your statements, because I am different from the body. I am not the carrier of the palanquin. The body is the carrier. Certainly, as you have hinted, I have not labored carrying the palanquin, for I am detached from the body. You have said that I am not stout and strong, and these words are befitting a person who does not know the distinction between the body and the soul. The body may be fat or thin, but no learned man would say such things of their spirit soul. As far as the spirit soul is concerned, I am neither fat nor skinny. Therefore, you are correct when you say that I am not very stout. Also, if the object of this journey and the path leading there were mine, there would be many troubles for me, but because they relate not to me but to my body, there is no trouble at all. Purport: in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that one who is advanced in spiritual knowledge is not disturbed by the pains and pleasures of the material body. The material body is completely separate from their spirit soul, and the pains and pleasures of their body are superfluous. Is it like that? Superfluous. The practice of austerity and penance is meant for understanding the distinctions between the body and the soul, and how the soul can be unaffected by the pleasures and pain of the body. Jada Bharat was actually situated on the platform of self-realization. He was completely aloof from their bodily conception. Therefore, he immediately took this position and convinced the king that whatever contradictory things the king had said about his body did not actually apply to him as a spirit soul. Text 10. Staulyam karshayam vyadaya adascha kshutrit bayam kalir icha jaracha nidraratir manyuraham adaha shucho dehena jatasya himena santi. Synonyms: staulyam, being very stout and strong; karshyam, being skinny and weak; vyadayaha, the pains of the body, such as disease; adayaha, oh wait, oh, the pains of the mind. Oh, was there the pains of the body as disease? Adayaha, the pains of the mind. Cha and shut trit bayam, hunger, thirst, and fear. Yo, which one is which? Shut, hunger, trit, thirst, bayam, fear. Okay. Kali, quarrels between two persons. Icha, desires; jara, old age; cha and nidra, sleep; ratir, attachment for sense gratification; manure, anger; aham, false identification in the bodily conception. In the bodily concept of life. Madaha, illusion; shucha, lamentation; dena, with this body; jatasya, of one who has taken birth; he, certainly; me, of me; na, not; santi, exists. Translation: fatness, thinness, bodily and mental distress; thirst, hunger; fear, disagreement; desires for material happiness; old age; sleep; attachment for material possessions; anger; lamentation; illusion and identification of the body with the self are all transformations of the material covering of the spirit soul. A person absorbed in the material bodily conception is affected by these things, but I am free from all bodily conceptions. Consequently, I am neither fat nor skinny, nor anything else you have mentioned. Srila Narottam Das Tagore has sung Dehe Smriti Nahi Jarasam Sara Semi-Prabhu Sarabandana Kahantara. One who is spiritually advanced has no connection with the body or with the bodily actions and reactions. When one comes to understand that he is not the body and therefore is neither fat nor skinny, one attains the topmost form of spiritual realization. When one is not spiritually realized, the bodily conception entangles one in the material world. At the present moment, all human society is laboring under the bodily conception. Therefore, in the Shastra, people in this age are referred to as Dvipada Pashu, two-legged animals. No one can be happy in a civilization conducted by such animals. Our Krishna consciousness movement is trying to raise fallen human society to the status of spiritual understanding. It is not possible for everyone to become immediately self-realized like Jada Bharat. However, as stated in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.2.18, Nashta Prayeshu Abradeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, by spreading the Bhagavata principles, we can raise human society to the platform of perfection. When one is not affected by the bodily conception, one can advance to the Lord's devotional service. Nashta prayeshu abradeshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. The more we advance our freedom from the bodily conception, the more we are fixed in devotional service, and the more we are happy and peaceful in this regard. Srila Madhavacharya says that those who are too materially affected continue the bodily conception. Such persons are concerned with different bodily symptoms, whereas one freed from bodily conceptions lives without the body, even in the material condition. Jivan mrita tvam niyamena rajan adyan tvad yad vikratasya drishtam swaswam ya bhava dhruva idyayatra Tare Ujjate Shan Vidikrityaya Yogaha. Vidikrityaya Yogaha. Synonyms: Jivat Mritatvam, the quality of being dead while living. Niyamena, by the laws of nature. Rajan, O king. Adi and Davat, everything material has a beginning and an end. Yet because Vikritasya, of things that are okay. Sorry, things that are transformed, vikratasya, of things that are transformed, such as the body. Drishtam is saying swamya bhava, the condition of servanthood and mastership. Durvaha, unchangeable. Idya, O you who are worshipped, O you who are worshipped. Yatra, wherein. Tari, then. Uchyate, it is said. Asau, that. Vidi, kritya. Yogaha, fitness of order and duty. Translation: My dear king, you have unnecessarily accused me of being dead through though alive. Okay, my dear king, you have unnecessarily accused me of being dead though alive. In this regard, I can only say that this is the case everywhere, because everything material has its beginning and end. As far as you're thinking that you are the king and master and are thus trying to order me, this is also incorrect, because these positions are temporary. Today you are a king and I am your servant, but tomorrow the position may be changed and you may be my servant and I your master. These are temporary circumstances created by providence. Purport: the bodily conception is the basic principles of suffering in the material existence. In Kali Yuga especially, people are so uneducated that they cannot even understand that the body is changing at every moment and that the ultimate change is called death. In this life, one may be a king, and in the next life, one may be a dog. According to karma, the spirit soul is in a deep slumber caused by the force of material nature. He is put in one type of condition and again changed into another type. Without self-realization and knowledge, conditional life continues, and one falsely claims himself a king, a servant, a cat, or a dog. These are simply different transformations brought about by the supreme arrangement. One should not be misled by such temporary bodily conceptions. Actually, no one is master within the material world, for everyone is under the control of material nature, which is under the control of the supreme personality of God. Semi Prabhu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the ultimate master, as explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasa Bhritya. The only master is Krishna, and everyone else is his servant. Forgetfulness of our relationship with the Supreme Lord brings about our suffering in the material world. Text 12. Vishesha Buddhir Vivarama Manakcha Pasyamayana Vaharatonyat Ka Ishvarastatra Kim Ishitvayam Tatapi Rajan Karavam Kim Te. Synonyms: Vishesha Buddhe, of the conception of the distinction between master and servant. Viva Rama, the scope. Manak, a little. Cha, also. Pashyamaha, I see. Yat, which. Na, not. Vyavarataha, then the temporary usage of convention. Anyat, other. Kaha, who. Ishvaraha, the supreme controller. The controller. Prabhu. The master, Tatra, in this. Kim, who. Ishitwayam, is to be controlled. Tapi, nevertheless. Rajan, O king, if you still think that you are master and I am servant, Karavama, I may do Kim what there for you. Translation: my dear king, if you still think that you are the king and that I am your servant, you should order me and I should follow your order. I can then say that this differentiation is temporary and it expands only from usage or convention. I do not see any other cause in that case. Who is the master and who is the servant? Everyone is being forced by the laws of material nature. Therefore, no one is master and no one is servant. Nonetheless, if you think that you are the master and that I am the servant, I shall accept this. Please order me. What can I do for you? Purport: it is said in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Aham Mameti. One thinks I am this body, and in this bodily relationship, he is my master, he is my servant, she is my wife, and he is my son. All these conceptions are temporary due to the inevitable change of body and the arrangement of material nature. We are gathered together like straws floating in the waves of an ocean, straws that are inevitably separated by the laws of the waves. In this material world, everyone is floating on the waves of the ocean of the science, as described by Bhaktivinoda. Miche Mayara Vashe Yacha Beshe Kacha Habu Dabu Bahi Jiva Krishna Dasa I Vishe Vasa Karlata Araduka Na I. Semi Prabhu. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur states that all men and women are floating like straws on the waves of material nature. If they come to the understanding that they are the eternal servants of Krishna, they will put an end to this floating condition, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.37. Kama Isha Krodha Isha Rajoguna Samud Bhava. Due to the mode of passion, we desire things. We desire many things, and according to our desire or anxiety, and according to the order of the Supreme Lord, material nature gives us a certain type of body. For some time, we play as master or servant, as actors play on the stage under someone else's direction. While we are in the human form, we should put an end to this nonsensical stage performance. We should come to our original constitutional position known as Krishna consciousness. At the present moment, the real master is material nature. The Ivi, Hei, Esha, Gunamai, Mamamaya, Durataya. Bhagavad Gita 7.14. Under the spell of material nature, we are becoming servants and masters. But if we agree to be controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his eternal servants, this temporary condition ceases to exist. Unamata mata jadavat swasamstaham gatasya me virachi iktena aratat kiriyan bhavata Chetena stabda pramatasya cha pishtapesha. Pishtapesha. I wonder what's that. Pishtapesha, like grinding flour. Anmata. Is it Anna? Is it unmata? Not anmata, ne Prabhu. Unmata, madness, mata, a drunkard. Jadavad, like a dance. Is it dance? Tunes. Swasamstam, situation. In my original constitutional position, Gatasya, of one who has obtained me, of me, Vira, O king, Chikitena. By your chastisement, Arataha, the meaning of purpose, Kian, what? Bhavata, by you, Shikshitena, by being instructed, Stabdaha, Dal Pramatasya, of a crazy man, Cha, also Pishta, Pishaha, like grinding flour. Translation, my dear king, you have said, you rascal, you dull, crazy fellow, I am going to chastise you, and then you will come to your senses in this regard. Let me say that although I live like a dull, deaf, and dumb man, I am actually a self-realized person. What will you gain by punishing me if your calculation is true and I am a madman? Then your punishment will be like beating a dead horse. There will be no effect. When a madman is punished, he is not cured of his madness. Purport, everyone in this material world is working like a madman under certain impressions. Yo, now I get it. Then your punishment will be like beating a dead horse. There will be no effect. When a madman is punished, he is not cured of his madness. Everyone in this material world is working like a madman under certain impressions falsely acquired in the material condition. For example, a thief who knows that stealing is not good and who knows that it is followed with punishment by a king or by God, who has seen that thieves are arrested and punished by the police, nonetheless steals again and again. He is obsessed with the idea that by stealing he will be happy. This is a sign of madness, despite Prabhu, Semi Prabhu. Despite repeated punishment, the thief cannot give up his stealing habit. Therefore, the punishment is useless. Text 14. Shri Shuka Uvacha Etavat Anuvada Paribhashaya Pratyudirya Munivara Upashamashila Uparatanatmaya Nimita Upabogena Karamarabadaham Vyapanayan Raja Yanam Apita Tata Ovaha Tata Ovaha. Synonym Shri Shuka Uvacha. Sugadev Goswami continued to speak etavad so much anuvada paribhashaya by explanatory repetition of words spoken previously by the king. Pratyudirya, giving replies one after another. Muni Varaha, great sage Jada Bharat, Upashama who was calm and peaceful in character. Uparata ceased. Anatmaya. Anatmya. Anatmya. Is it anatmya? Things not related to the soul. Nimitaha. Whose cause? Okay, ignorance. For identification with things not related to the soul. Upabhogena. By accepting the consequences of his karma. Karma arab daham. The resultant action now attained Vyapanayan, finishing Rajayanam, the palanquin of the king, Api again, Tata as before, Uvaha continued to carry. Translation: Sukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, when King Rahugana chastised the exalted devotee Jada Bharat with harsh words, that peaceful saintly person tolerated it all and replied properly. Nescience is due to the bodily conception, and Jada Bharat was not affected by this false conception. Out of his natural humility, he never considered himself a great devotee, and he agreed to suffer the results of his past karma. Like an ordinary man, he thought that by carrying the palanquin, he was destroying the reactions of his past misdeeds. Thinking in this way, he began to carry the palanquin as before. Purport: as an exalted devotee of the Lord never thinks that he is a Paramhamsa or a liberated person. He always remains a humble servant of the Lord. In all reverse conditions, he agrees to suffer the results of his past life. He never accuses the Lord of putting him into a distressed condition. These are the signs of an exalted devotee. Tate nukampam susami yamanaha. Sami Prabhu, I see you inside that long word. Susu. Is it Susu? Susami? Prabhu, how do you pronounce that? Susamiksham Yamanaha. Is it something like that? Or Sami Prabhu, how do you pronounce yourself there, Prabhu, in Sanskrit?
Samikshamanaha.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Praveen Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Guruji Dhanapran Jai Sri Prabhupada.
Haribo.
Tattenu kampam susamikshamanaha.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Oh, how are you,
Hare,
GBC, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Praveen Prabhu from Jai Sri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Guruji Dhanapran Jai Sri Prabhupada. I am back to Hyderabad. So I
No, Haribo,
joined this
Prabhu.
in, yeah.
We should give you a title, Prabhu, Mr. GBC or something else, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Haribo.
think so. I'm going to become a GPC member for Rice
Yes, yes,
Game soon.
yes, Prabhu. Always traveling.
Hmm.
Tate nukampam susumi kshamanao mano bun bunjana evatma kritam dipakam hirat vapu bir vidadan namaste jiveta yo mukti padesa daya bak bak bahak, not bak. My dear Lord, one who constantly waits for your causeless mercy to be bestowed upon him and who goes on suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, offering your respectful obeisances from the core of his heart, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Yo. Sa chapi Pandaveya Sindhu Sauvira Patis Tadva Jignasyam Samyak Shradaya Dikarta Dahikarastad. Dirdaya Grantir Mochanam Vijavacha Ashrutya Bahu Yoga Grantaha Samatam Twara Yavaruya. Twavarayu Varyu Twara Yavaru Haya Shirasa Pada Mulam Upa Sarata Kshama Payan Vigata Nirpa Devas Maya Vuvacha. He said, synonym Sahahi Maharaj Rahu Gana Cha, also Api indeed Pandaveya. O best of the Pandu dynasty, Maharaj Parikshit, Sindhu Sauvira, Panti, the king of the Pati, the king of the states known as Sindhu and Sauviram, Tadva Jigyasyam, in the matter of inquiring about the absolute truth, Samyak Shradaya, by faith, considering a complete control of the senses and the mind, Adikrita Adikaraha, who attained the proper qualification, that Hirdaya Grantir, the knot of false conceptions within the heart, Mochanam, which it eradicates, Dvija Vachaha, the words of the Brahmanas, Chadabaharat, Ashrutya, hearing, Bahu Yoga Granta Sammatam, approved by all yogic processes and the scriptures, Twaraya, very hastily, Avaruya, getting down from the palanquin, Shirasa, by his head, Pada Mulam, at the lotus feet, Upa Sarattaha, falling down flat to offer obeisances, Kshama Payan, obtaining pardon for his offenses, Vigata Nirpa Deva Samyaha, giving up the false pride of being the king and therefore being worshipable, Uvacha said. Translation, Sukadev Goswami continued, O best of the Pandu dynasty, Maharaj Parikshit, the king of the Sindhu and Sauvira states, Maharaj Rahugana had great faith in discussions of the absolute truth. Being thus qualified, he heard from Jada Bharat that philosophical presentation, which is approved by all scriptures on the mystic yoga processes and which slackens the knot in the heart. His material conception of himself as a king was thus destroyed. He immediately descended from his palanquin and fell flat on the ground, with his head on at the lotus feet of Jada Bharat in such a way that he might be excused for his insulting words against the great Brahmana. He then prayed as follows in Bhagavad Gita purport. Oh, yeah, I'm so rushing, I forgot purport now. Purport in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Wait, I think this one speaks of the broken disciplinic succession, right? Yeah, something like that. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarisheyo vidur sakale naha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Okay, wait. Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishayo vidur sakale naha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. Through the disciplinic succession, the royal order was on the same platform as great saintly persons, Raja Rishi. Formerly, they could understand the philosophy of life and knew how to train the citizens to come to the same standard. In other words, they knew how to deliver the citizens from the entanglement of birth and death. When Maharaj Dasharat is this one is Lord Ram's father-in-law. Maharaj Dasharat ruled Ayodhya. Is it his father or father-in-law, Prabhu? Dasharat.
Father, not father-in-law.
Oh, father. Okay, yeah.
His
Hana, who is
father-in-law,
father-in-law, Prabhu?
Janaka.
Oh, yeah. Janaka, yeah. Ruled by Ayodhya, the great sage Vishvamitra once came to him to take away Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana to the forest to kill a demon. Sami Prabhu, are you on berries, Prabhu? Must make a berry guava ice day, Prabhu. Vishwamitra came to the court of Maharaj. Was it there, ne, Prabhu? Or was I there at the top? Now I lost it. Oh, Lakshmana to the forest to kill a demon. When the saintly person Vishwamitra came to the court of Maharaj Dasharatha, the king, in order to receive the saintly persons, asked him, Ai himshtam yattad puna janma jayaya. He asked the sage whether everything was going on well in his endeavor to conquer the repetition of birth and death. The whole process of Vedic civilization is based on this point. We must know how to conquer the repetition of birth and death. Maharaj Rahugana also know the purpose of life. Therefore, when Jada Bharat put the Semi Prabhu put the foundation of Vedic society, learned scholars, brahmanas, saintly persons. Okay, wait. Saintly persons and sages who were fully aware of the actually, Pranjal Prabhu was asking a question, Semi Prabhu. Do you know why demons used to live in forest? Because now he's asking a question that I remember even Bhima actually killed a demon also in the forest, I think. He
Hidimba.
Oh, he didn't buy, yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Why do they
Prabhu.
always stay in the forest? Or
They're
is
not
is it
allowed in
that
the
they tend
city.
to detach? Sorry, Prabhu?
They're not allowed in the city because they're so uncivilized.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Oh, I thought maybe they wanted to go in mind control because the Mayavadis, they like this detachment, this mental intelligence.
No,
Maybe I
Prabhu.
thought they wanted to go in this austerity, maybe to Lord Shiva or maybe Goddess Kali. Hannah, do they pray to Prabhu? Do they pray like the demons? Do they pray to Kali or is it Bahirava? No, Bahirava, I think it's ghost. Like the demons.
They pray to different demons.
Because they don't usually go directly to Lord Shiva, ne? They go to
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
small demigods.
These days,
Sorry.
they.
Yes,
What was
Prabhu.
the question, Prabhu? What do the demons
Yeah,
pray to?
what do they worship? Like in this, like let's say,
Oh, these days they
what-
worship the boss and the president
oh
and
yes,
prime
yes,
minister.
Prabhu. Like in the olden times, like those who knew the demigods, they worshipped which types? Like these lower ones.
I don't think not always they worship demigods. They sometimes even worship other ghosts and demons.
Oh, yes, yes, Prabhu. I remember, like, let's say Hiranyakashipu wanted to be praised as
Yes,
God.
Prabhu. Only the
Oh,
strongest demons, only some strong demons that have some connection to the Lord might have this opportunity, but
yeah,
to
like
become such
Ravan, Prabhu. Like,
strong. Yes, Prabhu. It's
Prabhu
not that
Ravan
every
used to pray to,
demon. Most
Prabhu
demons
Ravan
they
used to,
become. Yes, Prabhu.
oh, I was saying, like, Ravan used to pray to Lord Brahman, eh?
Yes, Prabhu. That's why he was strong.
Yeah, and then someone else, the one that used to pray, like, Om, Klim, Klim, Rim, Shim, something like that. When he went to war, he used to pray that mantra. I think it's Goddess Kali, and I'm not sure.
Hmm. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Over here. Did you finish the page?
Wait, Maharaj attained. Okay, wait, let me just continue from there. The general masses were benefited. Therefore, everything was successful. Maharaj Rahugana attained this perfection of understanding the value of human life. Therefore, he regretted his insulting words to Jada Bharat, and he immediately descended from his palanquin and fell down at the lotus feet. At the lotus feet of Jada Bharat, in order to be excused and to hear from him further about the values of life known as Brahma Jijnasa. Inquiry into the absolute truth. At the present moment, high government officials are ignorant of the values of life. And when saintly persons endeavor to broadcast the Vedic knowledge, the so-called executives do not offer their respectful obeisances, but try to obstruct the spiritual propaganda. Thus, one can say that the former kingly government was like heaven and that the present government is like hell. Prabhu, do you think, like, since like the billionaires, the people who control the world in this, like, what can I call it, minute control, the people who controls in the political government and everything,
Yes, Prabhu. They're
do you
demons.
see that? Oh, like, yeah. Oh, they're also considered. Oh, actually, I forgot before. Oh, now you put that word in me, Prabhu. I wanted to ask about government officials, actually, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, I was
Government.
saying, since they can project like 5 years what we're gonna need, Prabhu, do you think they use things like the Vedas to project things what human beings are evolving into?
But Prabhu?
Because this, like, do you think they project what we will want in the future? Like, let's say for now, they have already projected long time ago that we're gonna want AI, mobile phones that are touch screen. We are now heading to like electric cars, you see, like Elon Musk. Like, do they read like the Vedas? Like, let's say the Karma Kanda section, there is something that tells them that, hey, human beings will evolve like this.
No, Prabhu, usually not. They have their own things. They do some black magic or something.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. But then, Prabhu, don't you think actually everything comes from the Vedas? Like, even everything, like positive, negative, neutral,
Yes,
because
Prabhu,
like
that's
we've
the
learned.
source, but it
Sorry,
has
Prabhu.
changed. That's the source, but it has changed the shape. It's something else now.
Like let's say from learning to speak, to
Like
resound,
the
to re.
like the Africans who do the voodoo thing, that's really some Vedic knowledge of how to do some black magic, but still it's introduced as African knowledge.
Oh, yes, Prabhu.
But all
Like the
knowledge
oh
comes
yeah,
from
yeah.
Vedas.
Yes, Prabhu. Text 16. Kastwam charasi dvijanam bibi harashir sutram kantamo vadutaha kshasyasi kutratya api kasmat kshemaya nasched asi nota shukala. I don't like singing that tune because it requires one to sing and I don't know how to sing. Synonyms: ka, twam, who are you? Nigudaha, very much covered. Charasi, you move within this world. Dvijanam, among the Brahmanas or saintly persons. Bibarashi. You also wear Sutram, the sacred thread belonging to the first class Brahmanas. Kata Maha, which Avadutaha, highly elevated persons. Kasya Asi, whose 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 are you? Eh? Am I reading it correctly, Prabhu? Whose are you? Whose disciple or son are you? Kutratayaha, from where? Iha api, here in this place. Kasmat, for what purpose? Kshemaya, forgiveness. This one. For the benefit, or is it kshama? Kshama chata, kshama, forgiveness. For the benefit, na of us, chet if, asi you are, na uta or not. Sukala, the personality of the pure mode of goodness. Kapila Dev. Translation: King Raghugana said, "O Brahmana, you appear to be moving in this world very much covered and unknown to others. Who are you? Are you a learned Brahmana and saintly person? I see that you are wearing a sacred thread. Are you one of those exalted, liberated saints such as Dattatreya and other highly advanced learned scholars?" May I ask whose disciple you are? Where do you live? Why have you come to this place? In your mission in coming here to do good for us? Is your mission in coming here to do good for us? Please let me know who you are. in the part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: Maharaj Rahugana was very anxious to receive further enlightenment in Vedic knowledge because he could understand that Jada Bharat belonged to a Brahmana family either by disciplinic succession or by birth in a Brahmana dynasty, as stated in the Vedas. That Vijnana Aratam Sa Gurum Eva Bigachat Bachet Eva Bigachet. Rahugana was accepting Jada Bharat as a guru, but a guru must prove his position not only by wearing a sacred thread, but by advancing knowledge in spiritual life. It is also significant that Rahugana asked Jada Bharat which family he belonged to. There are two types of families, one according to dynasty and the other according to disciplinic succession. In other way, one can be enlightened. The word Sukla refers to a person in the mode of goodness. If one wants to receive spiritual knowledge, he must approach a bona fide Brahmana guru, either in the disciplinic succession or in a family of a learned Brahmanas. Naham Vishanke Sura Rajan Vrijaran Natra Yaksha Sukalana Yaman Sayadandat Nagani Arak Somanila Vita Pastarak Trak Chanke Brasham Brahma Kula Vamanat. Synonyms: na, not, aham, I, Vishanke, I am afraid, king, am afraid, Sura Raja Vrajarat, from the thunderbolt of the king of heaven, Indra, na, not, Trayaksha Sulat, that's like a weapon, Trayatrak Sulat, from the piercing trident of Lord Shiva, na, not, Yama Syam, of the superintendent of death, Yamaraj, Dandat, from the punishment, na, no, Agni of fire, Araka, of the scorching heat of the sun. Yeah, Prabhu, I just wanted to ask a question. Like, I've heard that, okay, like, let's say knowledge, usually we say vidya. So when we say avidya, like ignorance, like no knowledge, something like that, né? One with no knowledge in darkness. So now, like, let's say here, like, let's say Araka, like, I want to make an example, Agni, like fire. If I want to say the opposite of fire, is it always like ah Agni kapo what, like, or how? Is it like always do we put an in the beginning?
No,
Like
Prabhu.
if Kuvera was something like Kuvera,
No, Prabhu.
how do you determine it?
It's in some words. This is like in English language, you say regular or irregular. It doesn't mean that if you say son or ear son, it becomes.
Oh, now I get it. Like you cannot say good, gooder, goodest. You know, you're gonna
Yes,
go
Prabhu.
for better, best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you made a very good example.
So,
Am I the translation? Did I finish the last? Yeah, I think did I finish the last one?
In Sanskrit, there is a concept called padam. Okay, so
Sorry, Prabhu.
a padam means a word. Okay, every word has to be a meaningful word. Okay, it should have a meaning. Okay, before it
Oh,
is
yes, sir.
defined as a padam. So you cannot add any letter or you cannot prefix or suffix any letter to a word and make a new word. Okay, there
Oh,
should be some guidelines followed. So you cannot add you cannot suffix a to agni and make it agni. Okay, it's not possible. It's not meaningful and it's not properly defined.
oh, yes, yes, Prabhu. It's going to be a double A. Understood, Prabhu. Kuvera, the treasurer. I think just go up a little bit, Semi Prabhu. I see I did not read some words in the Sanskrit, not in the Sanskrit synonyms.
Danda, let me see the punishment. Nano, Agni of fire. Araka of the scorching heat of the sun. Yeah. Soma of the moon. Anila of the wind. Vitapa of the owner of riches. Kuvera, the treasurer of the heavenly planets. Astrat from the weapons. Shanke, I am afraid. Barasham, very much. Brahmakula, the group of the Brahmanas. Avamanat, from offending. Translation. Yeah, I think this one is the last one, Prabhu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yo, I was only short 10 minutes, Prabhu, just to reach an hour. Oh, am I correct? Started at 48. Okay, maybe 20 minutes. Translation, my dear sir, I am not at all afraid of the thunderbolt of King Indra, nor am I afraid of the serpentine piercing trident of Lord Shiva. I do not care about the punishment of Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, nor am I afraid of fire, scorching sun, moon, wind, nor the weapons of Kuvera. Yet I am afraid of offending a Brahmana. I am very much afraid of this. Oh, you die if you offend a Brahmana. Purport, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing Rupa Goswami at the Dashasha Vameda Gata in Prayaga, he pointed out very clearly the seriousness of offending a Vaishnava. He compared the Vaishnava Aparada to Hatimata, a mad elephant. When a mad elephant enters a garden, it spoils all the fruits and flowers. Similarly, if one offends a Vaishnava, he spoils all his spiritual assets. Offending a Brahmana is very dangerous, and this was known to Maharaj Rahugana. This was known to Maharaj Rahugana. He therefore frankly admitted his fault. There are many dangerous things: thunderbolts, fire, Yamaraj's punishment. Okay, things. For thunderbolts, fire, Yamaraj's punishment, the punishment of Lord Shiva's trident, and so forth. But none is considered as serious as offending a Brahmana like Jada Bharat. Therefore, Maharaj Rahugana immediately descended from his fallen queen and fell fled before the lotus feet of the Brahmanas Jada Bharat just to be excused. Yeah, I think text 18 last.
Okay, did you finish?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, now we go to 6th come prayer. Hare Krishna, Praveen Prabhudana, Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Okay, no problem. Hare Krishna, who?
Praveen
Oh,
Prabhu.
Praveen Prabhu. Oh, and Gaurang Prabhu. Please accept my
Oh,
humble
yes,
obeisances.
Hare Krishna, Gaurang Prabhudana, Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada.
You know, Prabhu, Gaurang Prabhu needs to do some sign language, you know.
Yes, Prabhu. Who will start?
Cheto Darapanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kaivachandika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buridivardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Ritaswaranam Saravatmasnapanam Param Vichayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. Namnamakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Statrarpitanyamita Smaranena Kalaha Eta Trishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durudaiva Medrishami Haijina Nuragraha Chinarapi Sunichena Taro Api Saheshnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Hari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Jagadishaka Maye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavata Bhakti Ahetuki Twai Ainandatanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitaduli Sadrasham Vijintaya Nayanam Galadasrudaraya Vadanam Gadgadarudaya Gira Pulakaire Nechitam Vapu Gada Davanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugaitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravishaitam Shunyaitam Jagat Saravam Govinda Virayena Me Asisleva Paratham Pinastumam Madarshanam Maramamatam Garotu Vayata Tata Vavidatulan Pato Mat Prananatastu Saevanarpanaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Glories to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a straw devoid of false sense. Okay, tolerant than a tree devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal savior, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I mean. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Shikshastaka ki jai.
Jai,
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Panchatattva
Jai,
ki jai.
Jai.
Semi Prabhu, have you done pranayama before, like before you joined Krishna consciousness?
Oh, Prabhu.
You haven't tried it, like any meditation form, like breathing, like breathe. You haven't tried it.
Not really, Prabhu.
Oh yes, yes, Prabhu. It's like
I could
it's
take
like
Prabhu.
I feel like that in my mind, Prabhu. It's like there's nothing, you know, like it's like my mind was actually running before I read.
Hmm. Yes, Prabhu.
Bahu Janma Kare Yadi Shravana Kirtana. Oh, I feel like Sai Baba now, Prabhu. You know, I can go heal people now. Bahu Janma Kare Yadi Shravana Kirtana Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Premadana. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. The first offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second offense, to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master, thinking him as an ordinary person. Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in precedence to of the Vedic version. Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth offense, to give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as sweetie activities, karma kanda. Ninth offense, to instruct the faithless persons about the glories of the holy name. Tenth offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desired trees. and they are full of compassion for their fallen souls.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha